thanks. Joining us, 2K Sports fans, for another exciting presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Last outing for Orlando, the loss to the Celtics. And so off the tip, it's New York. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. And so in the game for the Magic, we've got Jody Meeks. Baca is up there with Vucevic. Then there's Payton. And it's Fournier in the small forward. Big step last year for Vucevic's offense, Clark. Unstoppable at times, both on the blocks and facing up.
Vucevic is a real outstanding future all-star front court. Rebounds at a high rate in traffic and out of his area. Finishes, faces up. This kid has a lot of upside. I really like his game.
And so it's the Knicks getting on the board first. Payton dishes to Vucevic.
And one thing about Nikola Vucevic, he owns the boards. Posted a top 10 double-digit average in each of the past 3 seasons. Plus, he's equally adept on both the offensive and defensive glass.
On defense, the Magic. Oh, and a jam by Anthony.
Up and over the defender with one hand. Facebook.
Looked like the D had a good chance to cut him off until he made his move to the rack.
Yeah, that's just a really nice job of taking it right to the rim.
Well, Greg, you were talking about watching Vucevic. He doesn't have the athleticism to beat people to the ball on rebounds, but Clark, he does have an exceptional, ability to box out well. He's got that long reach. He can make steals.
Good technique, really great size, and a hunger to chase down the rebound, so you don't have to jump high to rebound effectively. As a matter of fact, Kevin, most outstanding rebounders are not high risers. They're quick jumpers, they're strong, and they pursue the pumpkin.
That's a good point. Here's Porzingis after the made shot from Nikola Vucevic.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Fournier for 3. And Vucevic throws it down.
And gobbled up that rebound and went straight into attack mode on the putback.
He is one of the most determined rebounders, Clark, we have got in the NBA.
Yeah, you're calling it right, Kevin. I mean, he gets so many second chance points because of how hard he works to get to the rebound.
Here's Payton following the score by Derrick Rose. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That is his first foul of the game. Stolen by Noah.
Oh, that's a tough pass to make there. He had a very narrow gap to squeeze it through and just couldn't get it done. And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
And Ibaka kicks to Meeks. Payton. Rebounded by Rose. And here they go. And Carmelo Anthony again. Anthony's got 6 points.
Well, it was a defensive issue for the Magic. They had trouble stopping opponents last season, guys. I mean, didn't really challenge anything at their own rim. And that's really what made it tough for them. That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
The Magic again can't hit. For the Magic, it's never a good sign to lead the league in getting dunked on. Last year that happened. They had that dubious honor, unfortunately.
You know, and in general, Kevin, I mean, the Magic were just poor on defense. I mean, they couldn't stop the three. Second worst mark in the league at defending it. And overall, the third worst field goal percentage against. So you know where their priorities were this past offseason. And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far. And if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Noah. Lance Thomas comes in for Porzingis. Justin Holiday's checked in for Courtney Lee. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Derrick Rose. Meeks, good.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Galloway. And a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws. Last season ended with the Knicks pretty much packing it in, but Clark, it didn't start out that way.
You know what? Not at all. I mean, the Knicks were picked by many, Kevin, to be a playoff team last season. Clearly, things did not go as planned.
And Orlando making a change here. Biyombo is checked in for Vucevic. Gordon comes in for Serge Ibaka. Kazanya is checked in for Meeks. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Payton. The drive by Anthony.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going...
That was incredible.
Are you serious? How did he come up with that move?
Creativity on the fly. Wow.
Somebody control that man.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
Augustine passes to Gordon. It's hauled in by Thomas.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's it.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through one. Knicks lead by 9. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. Welcome back, everyone, to lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Knicks?
It's been a point of emphasis, no doubt, to make sure they attack the rim offensively.
I love the fact they're not settling for outside shots. Keep attacking that rack.
The Magic trailed by 9 on the court for Orlando. Baca is up there with Vucevic. Then there's Elfrid Payton. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Augustine in at the 2 spot. Now the pass to Galloway. Thomas dishes to Galloway. Here's Porzingis, defended by Ibaka. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And that kind of defense ain't gonna get it done.
Gee, we don't see those kinds of dunks out of him all the time, but we know he's got it in him.
There's no doubt about that, fellas. I mean, the more finishes like that he gets, the more his confidence will grow.
Jeff Green is checked in for Fournier.
And Scott Skiles has been around the league as a coach for a while now, coming home to where he played most of his career here in Orlando. And at times, he can be a demanding coach.
And Greg, you're right. Skiles is what we call a no-nonsense coach. Makes perfect sense when you think about the team that now Clarkie's going to go coach in Orlando.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he was great at developing players, and that's exactly why the Orlando Magic hired him. Plays with an edge, but he develops players quite nicely, too.
Holds him accountable, doesn't he?
Yep, well said.
Lee's checked in for Justin Holiday. Out to Lee. Here's Galloway. And he can extend the lead to double digits. The Magic trail by 7. Green passes to Ibaka. Augustine from outside. And that one's good. Augustine's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Passes it to Porzingis. Pass to O'Quinn. 6 on the shot clock. Thomas goes in. Second shot opportunity. Vucevic with the block. Green against Thomas. Feeds to Ibaka. Screen by Ibaka. Here's Payton. Off target from three-point range.
And he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaking.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it.
It's tipped.
It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot, and the team is struggling because of it.
And guys, Serge Ibaka's production was just a little off last season. We're not talking, big number changes. We're talking small dips in a number of categories.
Well, one category where he did really fall off, though, Kevin, was field goal percentage. A career 53% shooter, he dropped down to 47.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
And getting back to Ibaka, everything changed for him the minute Kevin Durant was lost last season. I mean, defenses could focus on him, and he was the Thunder's only front court scoring threat. And as much as he's improved on offense, he still has neither the flexibility nor skill set to be a guy that can be considered a first or second option offensively.
A different look for New York. Joakim Noah's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Anthony comes in for Thomas. And it's Rose in for Langston Galloway. The Knicks have gone 1 of 6 in the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Count the bucket.
Talking about Ibaka, last season was good for his growth. I mean, he got a taste of what it's like to be the first or second scoring option rather than an afterthought. Now it's up to him to take that experience and convert it into improvement.
And so it's New York with it. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Rose attacking. Misses from short range.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Biyombo gets to Fournier. Trains it from 9 feet away. Fournier's got his first basket of the night.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Free throw good. Lee.
And guys, Courtney Lee, now having completed 7 full seasons, very much the same guy now as he was entering the league. A 3-and-D prototype who will most likely never be a plus playmaker. And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
From 10 feet out, hits the front of the rim and out. Talking about Courtney Lee, the ball handling and court vision are suspect, but you don't care because he's provided solid defense on the wing, Clark, and he's hit over 40% of his threes last year.
And he's also one of the best free throw shooting 2 guards in the league, Kevin. And last year he and Conley were out of sight at the end of games. That's a wonderful combo to have, 2 great free throw shooting guards.
Justin Holiday's checked in for Porzingis. Then for the Magic, Serge Ibaka is checked in for Gordon. Augustine comes in for Hazard. And it's Payton in for Napier. Lee dishes to Carmelo. From the baseline. That's good on the jump shot. Anthony's got 21 in the game.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it. Good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Here's the floater. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for the Knicks.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnover.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
Payton drives in to the left wing. Shot clock at 5. Ibaka, no luck. The Knicks leading by 5. Rose passes to Holiday. They'll get another chance. Out to Lee. The Knicks rebound.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Payton against Rose. Now the dish to Fournier. He kicks it to Ibaka. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down. You know, the rest of the D can be stretched a little thin when the double teams in place like that.
And a... Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Yeah, you just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
Melo having a terrific game. He's got 21 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
And Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from beyond.
We've got Anthony. Noah is up there with Porzingis. Then it's Lee, and it's Rose in at the 1. That's the 5 for New York right now.
Derrick Rose possesses a great skill set, ball handling, passing, and understanding of how to score. First rookie to ever win the All-Star Weekend Skills Challenge.
Anthony can't hit. The Magic trail by 3. And Fournier kicks to Ibaka. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Threw it down with authority.
Oh, he can really fly. And you combine that, Clark, with some of the nice penetration, too, and you've got an easy 2 points.
And able to just play well above the rim. I mean, that makes this guy so dangerous when he's in the game.
And New York making a change here. Galloway's checked in. Second half rolling along now. About a minute play here. Anthony can't hit.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Noah with the block. And he recovers it. That gives them the lead. Payton's got his first basket.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Nice shot by Porzingis.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Good ball movement here by the Magic. Stolen by Noah. And pushing it up. Here's New York. And it's Anthony with the jam.
the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
And the call will be against Langston Galloway. That is his first foul of the game. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for the Knicks. Thomas comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And the call will be against Langston Galloway. That'll be his second foul of the game. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thomas.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
And Ibaka kicks to Vucevic. Lock at 6. Meeks. Knicks with the rebound. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Well, the Magic knew that last season would be one break for development. A young team like they had needs to grow before they can really compete.
And you touched upon it, Kevin. They really were a young team last season. Third youngest team in the league by the end of the year. How about an average age of just over 24 years old?
Dishes it to Rose. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Pass to Galloway. Thomas dishes to O'Quinn. And Thomas, here we go. One-on-one fast break. Here's Ibaka. It's tipped. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
And you talk about that low age number for the Magic. You mentioned it a moment ago, and they had several rookies last season. That's why they were so young. It was as good a year as any to get their feet wet and see what those young guys could do.
Justin Holiday's checked in for New York. Here's Galloway. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And the Magic, while their youth did grow over the course of the season, they still struggle. And they do need a veteran presence to kind of ensure that they don't start developing that culture of losing in the franchise.
The Magic making a switch here. Biyombo is checked in for Vucevic. Aaron Gordon comes in for Serge Ibaka. Hezonja, he's checked in for Meeks. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Elfrid Payton. Inside, Biyombo, no luck.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Holiday, the pass to Galloway. Here's Porzingis. Kicks to Thomas. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
Knicks last season had a lot of problems here in Manhattan, and it showed all over the floor, Greg. And you played for this team. You know what it's like to play basketball in New York. Not a good record for them at home last year.
How about finishing 10-31 here and playing in front of a sold-out crowd every night? And one thing about New York, they're going to let you know when they're displeased. Worst home record in the East and second worst home record in the league.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
And from the line a season ago, 73%. Listen, the Knicks finishing at the bottom of the East last season. They didn't go into the season thinking they were in for a rough go, making last season all that more painstaking for the fans. And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here. Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
Ah, that's bringing it down hard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
Outside Holiday. Offensive rebound. O'Quinn trying to free himself up. And the shot is good. And now an 8-point Knicks lead. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Knicks.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
New York calls timeout. And for the Knicks and their play against the rest of the conference, guys who've been talking about only Clark 11 wins in 52 games.
And you know, Kevin, what's worse is the Knicks were 5-21 at home against the East. No matter how you slice that up, the Knicks had a season that everybody would like to forget in New York.
Courtney Lee, he's checked in for New York. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Vucevic, he's checked in for Biyombo. Baca comes in for Aaron Gordon. Green, he's checked in for Fournier. And it's Payton in for Hezonja. There's the feed to Holiday. Lee up top. Augustine grabs the board. The Magic trailed by 6. Here's Green, and he uses the glass on the layup.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
Galloway kicks to O'Quinn. New York moving the ball around. A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. Galloway, the pass to O'Quinn, and he gets it to go. O'Quinn's got his second bucket of the game to go.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
Back to Vucevic. Stolen by O'Quinn. Holiday dishes to Galloway. A 3-ball. That's good. Holiday's got the lead up to 9 now for the Knicks.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on.
Augustine, that's good.
Probably wasn't the shot they were looking for, but they'll take the bucket.
Lee kicks to Galloway. Back to Lee. He feeds it to Holiday. Lee outside. Offline from the top of the key. It'll count. That misses. Would have kind of had it gone in. And as we end the third quarter, a great game. Both teams playing well. Knicks lead by 7. And will return shortly. And the final period of play just about to start. The Knicks leading by 7. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Magic. They've got Elfrid Payton. Baca is up there with Green. And it's Vucevic. And it's Meeks in at the shooting guard position. The drive by Green. Here's Baca. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And the first one at the line is good. Well, the Orlando Magic had a rough season last year. They managed to still be, though, competitive on the road.
You know, they really had one of those years where they just seemed to play better on the road. Maybe more comfortable, not as much pressure. Almost half of their wins on the year came out of town.
And part of why Orlando held things together on the road was they could get hot from the floor. Ended up in the top 10 in the NBA in terms of field goal percentage on the road.
And, you know, for the Magic, they still only had 12 road wins last year. Given the youth of this team, that's definitely something that can be built on.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Meeks inside the three-point line. Great defense that time from Noah. On up the court. And it's Anthony with the jam.
And you can see the difference with their ability to win with their speed, guys.
Boy, I love the pace and flow that their open court offense has been played with. I mean, it's been humming quietly, but very efficient. Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
And there are the Knicks with another bucket.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And the pass to Green. Now, here's Meeks, covered by Anthony. Meeks can't hit.
Well, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at him.
And I love the fact that he didn't try to take on the defense by himself. Great pass on the move.
To the paint. Here's Rose. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And from an offensive standpoint, they have just been stellar.
Yeah, really good. I mean, extremely well coached, fluid, efficient. Man, it's been a lot of fun to watch. The points just keep piling up because they've been such a well-oiled machine.
Passes to Porzingis. Takes the three. It's hauled in by the Magic. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Here's Payton. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. New York calls timeout.
Well, I know last year the Knicks seemed to me to be very passive offensively, and that can sometimes be the case when you're trying to learn the triangle offense, but they never seem to attack the rim at all.
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Kurt Rambis had to say to the team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
Thanks, Doris. And Ibaka kicks to Augustine. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. No good from the wing. Greg, as you mentioned, the Knicks very shy at going to the rim last year. Really could have used that dynamic among a lot of things to their game.
Yeah, and no doubt about it. I mean, you think about this. The Knicks were last in the league in drives per game as a team. And so they struggled shooting. When they did attack the rim, only 42%. So those areas have to improve if this team wants to become competitive.
He dishes it to Meeks. Pass to Fournier. The three-pointer off the mark. New York comes into this one following a loss to the Grizzlies. To the left side wing. Porzingis passes to Rose. 6 to shoot. Here's Porzingis. Defended by Ibaka. The Magic trailed by 14. Meeks inside the three-point line. Once again off the mark, Orlando. Lee kicks it to Noah. Anthony from deep three-point range.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just one in the first.
And Jody Meeks last season, coming off the best effort of his career the year before, signed a big contract with the Pistons. They thought he'd be their designated three-point shooter. Instead, he missed the first 22 games with a back injury and just never really got in sync.
Pass to Porzingis. Anthony left side. The pass to Porzingis. Puts it up from 15. And he overshot that one, missing. Now for Jody Meeks, we were just talking about with Greg last year, Clark. He did have a game where he rained 9 three-pointers on Orlando, just one short of the Pistons' all-time record.
Well, it's all about rhythm for him. I tell you where he finally found some rhythm last month of the season. I mean, he shot 57% from the field and 44% from behind the arc.
Orlando's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession. And a new group in for the Knicks. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Porzingis. Lance Thomas comes in for Carmelo Anthony. Justin Holiday's checked in for Lee. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Rose.
I don't think they've been as focused on taking care of the ball here in the second half. First half, they were better in that regard, so I don't think coach is pleased with that aspect of the game right here.
And pushing it up, here's New York. At the top of the key, O'Quinn. To the left wing. Galloway kicks to Holiday. Here's Noah. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
The fans are just loving what's going on here tonight. A really good win for the home team.
It sure is. I mean, they kept this crowd in the game, gave them plenty to cheer about, and really used that home court advantage to their advantage. Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
7 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. So no problem for New York as they get the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
Well, you know, it makes a big difference. I mean, you never felt like they had any doubts that they'd come out on top.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific two...
Towards the darkness. Nah, yo, look towards the light. Yo, what the? Yo, what is that? It's a supernova. Nah, man, that's a black hole. Yo, it's.
I leap over lies in a single pound. The Black Prophet, one day I got struck by knowledge of self. It gave me super scientific powers. Now I run through the ghetto, battling my arch nemesis, Miss.